weather, but we gotta figure this thing out. What's going on right now? I'm gonna still do the live stream. I'm still gonna bring the content and have a discussion. Hopefully this flare and this IPO and this asset drop, it's over. Hopefully we can get back to just trading this community around this groundbreaking technology. Hopefully we can get that done. I'm an early adopter. You're an early adopter. We're first. I saw the Bernie Madoff on Netflix. That's not Bernie Madoff. A lot of great work from the SEC. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the freaking life, in the crazy life. That's a digital asset space. Good morning. Danny Loft is first in the building. How are you, bro? Appreciate you being here. Interesting times to be an early adopter in this new asset class. That's the digital asset space. Listen, my friends, you and I, we're playing a game that 99.99% of the masses don't even know is being played. And we are winning. You want to get an eye-opener on the reality of the world in which we live in, highly encourage you to watch on Netflix the Bernie Madoff little documentary there. It is, hey Danny, it is an eye-opener. It's an eye-opener, head scratcher. Like, what in the world? The SEC and the CIPC, what happened? What happened? Consumer protection. What the freak? That is just a buzzword, my friend. It's just a buzzword. I'm going to get a little bit about the New York and the Department of Financial Services just recently and somewhat quietly announcing consumer protection around crypto firms that go insolvent. It is a little bit on the late side, I think, although they say this protection was in force in 2015 for New York residents. We'll see. I'm going to cover a little bit of that. I didn't get a chance to go into too much detail, but interesting stuff, my friend. Very, very interesting stuff. Look, the market is doing what the market does. My favorite libation today, this morning, being that I am under the weather, it's going to have to be some OJ. Gonna have to be some OJ, and I'm gonna have to do this and get back to in the sack and rest up. I got a important business mastermind coming up here Wednesday. Fly out Wednesday, and you can't be flying out not well. That's not great. First of all, you're already in harm's way when you go to the airport. I mean, holy moly, you're already in harm's way. So I gotta rest up, man. But I wanted to come and hang out with you guys today. The long and the short of it for me with Flare Networks and Hugo is let the guy do what he does. Let them figure some stuff out. He's a new CEO. He'll get it right. It does no one any good to just come on crypto Twitter and just start criticizing for no really good reason. Constructive criticism is one thing, but just critiquing and all that other madness, just not great. So hopefully this is all under the bridge, water under the bridge, as we like to say, hopefully. We can move forward. I'm a fan of the project and what they're looking to do. And I also get, as a new CEO, I get that, right? Having been co-founders, right? I get what that's like, and it's not easy. So let's pray for the dude and pray for the project as opposed to trying to rip it apart, you know, in that type of deal. So in any case, listen, the market is doing what the market does. We'll get into the numbers a little bit. Man, time for me to move some stable to XLM to fiat dollars. Yeah, unfortunately, I gotta move some stuff into the dirty, nasty fiat. Until Expedia decides to take crypto. Until Expedia decides to take crypto. Interesting stuff, man. So we're going to get into that. Crypto Twitter was crazy, right? We're going to go over some stuff there for sure. The big news on the block is the court did approve, Danny Love, they did approve the Flare token airdrop to be issued to the XRP holders in Celsius who use Celsius as the facilitator for the December 12th snapshot. So the court did approve that. So we'll see how it goes from here. We'll see how Celsius and Kirkland Ellis handles it from here, their law firm. But yeah, it did get approved. Didn't take much to it too, so I like it. I like that. Very, very excited about that. Shout out to my sponsor for the channel, Hotspot Shield VPN. Loving it, loving it. The world's fastest VPN. Man, you gotta love freaking that. With over $100 million, absolutely gotta love that. I'll share that a little bit later in the stream for sure. Crypto Twitter is just crazy right now. It's tough. Yeah, they're not going to release the Cardano, Danny. You know, the judge has ruled that those digital assets belong to Celsius, which essentially is a sort of the same thing as saying it belongs to unsecured creditors. It's going to be a long while. Celsius just filed for a petition to extend the date even further, in which they can come up with the time that they can come up with a plan. I'm not buying it. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not buying this whole plan and equity and company and, you know, essentially stealing Simon Dixon's plan. And my thing is, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. What's going on, John 316? Good to see you. Yeah, man, the crypto siege is under the weather. For sure. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy right now. Absolutely kind of crazy. I got to figure out what's going on with this prison protocol. I kind of hesitate a little bit to get into another another DeFi thing, but it looks like they're doing some good stuff over there with the Atom Cosmos token. Hey, Darcy, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you, bro. Life is good right now. Life is really, really good. Life is really, really, really good. I've been buying Flare on the open market, taking advantage of kind of what's going on there. I believe in the project. I believe it's going to be a next level block one, layer one. I really do block one. A next level layer one. I really do believe it. So, you know, me personally, not financial advice. The crypto seed, just putting his money where his mouth is. For sure. Favorite libation of the morning is OJ. OJ. The UK just banned the booster jabs for anyone under the age of 50. Yes, they're nice. Booster jabs. Craziness, madness. That's good to know. Big John's in the building. How are you, my friend? Look, this market is something, right? Market is something. Let's see here. I got to refresh that. I was just checking out Stellar Lumens, make sure I can move in and out of that real quick. Like not trying to pay those Ethereum stablecoin fees. You can forget about it. You can forget about that. Not doing it. All right, what we got there. Okay. Total cryptocurrency market cap says 1.90 trillion. I'm going to refresh that though, make sure that's correct. It says it's up 3%. Let me make sure this laptop is up to date here. Up 3%. Interesting. We'll see. Come on. There it is, guys. There it is. John 3:16 said, believes the bull run has started. I hear you, my friend. I don't think it has. I think this is a big time trap, but we'll see. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. I got the thing going on my face. I can't figure out how to get rid of it. Let me see. Can I do this? Can I navigate from the rear here? Let's see. think I might be able to do this. Keep that thing out of my face. Good to see you guys this morning. Good to see you guys this morning. How many people think the bull run has started? How many people agree with John 3:16? The bull run has started. How many guys agree? I don't think so. I'm gonna kind of stick with my, my guy Gareth, and kind of stick with that. It makes sense that this is a bit of a trap, but we'll see. I got to get the Zycam in me. How many guys use the Zycam? What is it? The rub, the swabs. Got to get that in me. Darcy says, I don't think it started. Big John says, nope. Yeah, there it is. There it is for sure. So guys, look, this thing from the NYDFS is a little late. Superintendent Adrian A. Harris, and I'll share it with you here in a second, releases consumer protection guidance in the event of virtual currency insolvency. The guidance reiterates the department's expectations for sound custody and disclosure practices for licensed entities. In essence, that they're saying that there's things you can't do when someone turns your crypto over to a crypto firm. There's things you can't do, like commingling. There's things that you just can't do. The assets belong to the people who deposited on the platform. And I'm thinking to myself, isn't that a little late? For a copy of the regular guidance, please visit here. January 23rd, 23, the purpose, trust companies under New York banking law, that virtual currency assets yeah, okay, we'll cover that. Michael O2's in the building. What's going on, man? Aaron go, bro. Wow, I feel like it's been a while. How are you? I don't think anything was nefarious from Hugo, Danny. To be honest, I think he made a mistake, and he admitted that he was wrong. I don't think he come from a place like that. I don't think it makes any sense for to have someone who's the head of a team to let one part of the team win at the detriment of another part of the team. I think he just made a mistake. Yeah, the crypto season is a little bit under the weather, but I wanted to come out and hang out with you guys for a little bit. I won't be able to get to work today, unfortunately, but I have to make a choice between resting up and being well for the business mastermind on Wednesday, flying out to Cali. Right, I had to make a decision, because if I'm not got a clean bill of health by that day, I'm not sure I want to fly out. I'm not sure I should be around other people, all that kind of stuff. So, but that's why I am on that, Danny. I don't think that Hugo had any nefarious intentions. I think he made a mistake. I believe him in that he said he did not want to be kind of weighed down with actually launching and trying to issue these FTSOs, their tokens, on the same day of the launch. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's why, if he's so bent on the community not sell, why would he intentionally do something that would provide, right? So I think he just made a mistake and didn't think it through. And we got to remember, guys, that Hugo is a new CEO running this blockchain, right? I mean, he's not Chris Larson or savvy Brad Garlinghouse, right? He's new to the game. and he's making mistakes, and he's made mistakes, and he's owned up to the fact that that was a mistake for sure. And I don't think, for the most part, that the FTOs SOs had any ill intentions. Sure, they're trying to build out their FTSOs and trying to help the community as a whole. So I don't think about dumping on. I don't think about it going from 54 to 23 cents. I think, what does it matter if you're here for the long term, right? If you're just here in the community just to get the quick bucks, get the quick 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 X's, that's right. That's another thing. But if you're here for the long haul, which I believe the vast majority of the Florida community is, it doesn't matter if it goes from 54 to 23 cents, right? I'm excited about getting Flare, wrapping Flare, delegating the Flare token. Looking forward to the F asset ecosystem being built out, being able to mint some XRP, take advantage of that. I'm excited to see how the two protocols will come together, the state connector and the FTSO Oracle. Fully decentralized, for the most part, fully decentralized blockchain launching on day one. I'm excited about the projects that are just lining up and waiting. They're standing in line. I can't wait to get onto the ecosystem, So that's the thing I'm most excited about, when it'll do its thing. I just think ultimately prices are a distraction, and you got to focus on the value that is in the protocol, right? Price is a distraction. We all know that there's people right now that, because of this madness and this contagion, like, they're hurting and they need some cash right now. And so they need to move on with Flare or from Flare. And they could have got better prices, but we're not able to. So that's an interesting point. Darcy says, I will sell everything again in the next bull run, everything, and wait again for the next bear market to buy back. I hear you, bro. Darcy's got a plan. He's got a plan right there. So that's kind of my thing on that. And so I think I said this on the stream yesterday too. Like, if you're coming from a place of expecting people to do bad things, then bad things are going to happen, right? Because you're coming from a place of expecting people to do bad things. I don't feel that way about Hugo and the team at Flare. I don't feel malintent. I really don't, right? Mistakes, sure. Mistakes as a young CEO, sure. But ultimately, I think they want the layer one to win. I think we wanted to win, and we're in a unique position to be early on a groundbreaking layer one chain. And I always tell people that Bitcoin didn't become Bitcoin because of its groundbreaking technology, right? Bitcoin became Bitcoin because of the community around it. And so what if we have an excited community around Flare that has groundbreaking technology? What could happen with that? So, and then realizing that we get a chance to strengthen out the ecosystem, to participate in governance voting, to participate in wrapping and delegating and everything that comes along with that, and taking advantage of voting. It's different. And I think it can win. I really do believe that. So so what do we want to cover today, man? Let me see. I have a bunch of stuff. Let's go over this NYDFS thing. I think it's kind of interesting. This is tweets, or what is this? What is this? Let's go here. Let's go over the market. Then I'm going to go over this thing from Danny from the New York Department of Financial Services. And it kind of feels a little late. Kind of feels a little late to me. Let's go with the numbers real quick. The total cryptocurrency market cap says 1.09 trillion. Let's refresh that, make sure that's correct. Up 3%, 3.3% on the 24 hours. Is that right? Yeah. That is right. 1.09 trillion. By the way, that is down from over 3 trillion at one time. For all the new people on the channel, do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already. 1.09 trillion, up 3.3% in the last 24 hours. Wow, that's pretty good. Bitcoin is trading at $23,077, up 11% on the 7-day. Ethereum is at $1,608. $1,608. I should get rid of this wrap eat while I got a chance. Really should. XRP is trading at 41 cents. Cardano is up 16% on the 7-day. Matic, Polygon is up 16% on the 7-day. Trading at $1.10. Got rid of Shiba Inu, Danny. Exit it. Out of Shiba Inu at 10 something Satoshis. 1,000 and something Satoshis. Polkadot is up 14.8%. It's trading at $6.49. So a lot of double figure greens on the 7-day. Shout out to all the swing traders that are winning in the space. Aptos, I don't even know what to say, but congratulations to the no 1% over there at Aptos. Trading at $18.49. It's just amazing to me how these new projects could come from nothing and just get to these prices the way that they do. And XRP just hangs where it hangs. And people don't understand, don't get the fact of cloud on title. And they want to talk about the XRP Confidential Committee. And Aptos just comes out of nowhere. It goes from $0 to $18.49. But can't wrap their brain around cloud on title and what the harm that has happened because of the SEC. I don't understand. Near protocols up 34%, trading at $2.66. Look at the double figure greens in the space, guys. Look at it. Phantom is up 59.7% on the 7-day. What does that say? 47 cents. I haven't bought any new Phantom. Yeah, I haven't bought any new Phantom. So that wouldn't do me any good. But it's good to see, interesting to see what's going on. Curve Dow tokens up $1.06, up 17% on the 7-day. So that's the market, guys. It's just doing what it does. It's just doing what it does. But let me go over this little article I think is interesting. Here, it says that Superintendent Adrian Harris releases consumer protection guidance in the event of virtual currency insolvency. The guidance reiterates the department's expectation for sound custody and disclosure practices for licensed entities. Today, New York Department of Financial Services Superintendent Harris released regulatory guidance to better protect consumers in the event of an insolvency or similar proceeding. Had a bunch of this insolvency stuff going on, right? Feels a little late. The regulatory guidance reiterates expectations for sound custody and disclosure practices and the paramount importance of the equitable and beneficial interest in the asset always remaining with the customer. Well, this is a little too late because Judge Glenn just ruled that the assets on Celsius Network belong to the debtors. Yeah. The guidance applies to those entities the department has licensed or chartered to custody or temporarily hold, store, or maintain virtual currency assets on behalf of their customers. As stewards of other assets, virtual currency entities that act as custodians, including without limitations, storing, holding, or maintaining custody or control of virtual currency on behalf of others, must have robust processes in place akin to traditional financial service providers. The New York's virtual currency regulation requires entities to, among other things, hold virtual currencies in a manner that protects customers' assets, maintain comprehensive books and records, properly disclose. FTX fail, right? They get a big F on that. Properly disclose the material terms and conditions associated with their products. Celsius would get a big F on that, including custody services, and refrain from making any false, misleading, or deceptive representations or omissions in their marketing materials. Celsius would get a big F on that as well. Big F. Here's the actual order here. It says here, segregation of and separate accounting for customer virtual. Let me read it this way. This guidance is intended to offer greater clarity regarding standards and practices that, in the department's view, will help to ensure that the VCE custodians are providing high-level customer protection with respect to asset custody under the BIT license and limited purpose trust company frameworks. Specifically, this guidance focuses on consumer protection relating to segregation of and separate accounting for virtual currency. The big word in the space recently has been co-mingling of assets. VCE custodians' limited interest and use of customer virtual currency, sub-custody arrangements, and customer disclosure, right? I got a big old pile, right? CryptoSeeds has got a big old pile of stuff that he's got to file and to sell this thing for fraud, fraudulent inducement. What else? Got a file here. Consumer protection, I think, is another one. Yeah, it's going to be pretty consumer fraud, right? Consumer rights and primarily governed by the Deceptive Trade Practices Act. Got to file all of this stuff. Unjust enrichment, perhaps, as well. So we are preparing for that. But in any case, this is interesting that this comes out. So they're making and this is in New York, right? Celsius cases in New York. It's being held in New York. It's very, very important for this to kind of get out. Hopefully this will be a good guideline. But in the midst of the madness that has happened with FTX, Three Arrows Capital, Terra Luna, Celsius Network, Voyager, and BlockFi, just to name a freaking few. Just to name a few. Where am I at here? Where am I at? Danny says, hey, Siege, I heard there is a 67 vet, green in color and going up for sale in Delaware. It comes with documents and will accept yuan for payment. Whoa, really? Whoa. Really? Accept yuan for payment. That's interesting. Yeah, I remember when you were trading Decentraland, bro. We were blessed with Decentraland, man. Decentraland and Gala. Blessed. Matic, blessed, bro. But I do remember when you were trading that. John 3:16. Yep, Flair was given to us. Why get mad as long as we get it now or later from Coinbase? Coinbase, John 3:16 that's such a challenge. And that's the reason why most people are voting for the IP01. That's really the main reason, I think, is to end that relationship and or dependency on a third-party exchange like Coinbase. By the way, I didn't see anyone tweeting out the fact that Flair and Hugo put together an agreement to allow the XRP holders on Celsius Network the opportunity to get their Flare tokens. I didn't see, I know we did a live stream on it. Didn't see anybody tweeting about it on crypto Twitter. It's over 250 million Flare tokens. I'm not roughly, not over, but roughly 250 million Flare tokens to be given out to XRP holders. It's a big deal. Oh, Danny Lowe says, see, that's Biden's bet. Biden's bet is a joke with him and China. Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. You got me too, bro. Right? But yeah, that's the word on the street. Did you guys hear about that, right? You heard about that John 3:16, right? Yeah. Court approved the motion. Roughly 250 million Flare tokens will be issued to eligible XRP account holders involved in the madness that is the Celsius Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Yeah, I got my Songbird. We got Songbird way before. Got that Songbird off. Yep, sure did. Got that off of Celsius. Got it off of there, man. There it is right there. Ooh, I almost ended this stream. Goodness gracious. There it is. When we started talking to Celsius, their lawyer's initial requirement was for Flare to go into some general asset pool to distribute across all claimants. I pushed back hard against that. This is a huge win for the intended recipients. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know, lawyers are not looking out for the unsecured creditors. Celsius lawyers are looking out for the debtors, Celsius, Shinsky, and the gang. I like this. It says, wow, thank you, Hugo. I'm happy to hear that we will get our fair share of airdrop tokens. You and your team are awesome. Yeah, again, Flare grant program was that made that possible. The Flare grant program made that possible. Apparently, Eleanor Turret and John Deaton and Charles Gasparino will be getting on a, I guess they're going to do a Twitter Spaces or something like that. For those who might be interested in that, I mean, I would love to hear from John. I'm just not terribly excited with Charles Gasparino is doing these days. Anybody familiar with the prison protocol? If you are on the channel, let me know, please. So the Digital Pound Foundation put this out, in case you're wondering, which is here shortly. We're an hour away from our live webinar, What is a Digital Pound Really Useful For? Featuring a keynote speech from Ripple's James Wallace and a panel discussion with 6 of the UK's leading experts in digital currencies and payments. So that will be starting any second. Well, how can we join you there? I thought that was a little link. That wasn't a link. Oh, there it is. There's the link right there. There's the link, Siege. Get it together, Siege. Get it together. There's a link. Let's see, Daniel off with this one. Let's just say the realization. You got to put some information in here to join. Okay. Huh. Okay. Got it. Got to put some information to join. If you guys want to join that, looks like the modular is going to be on the group. World Line, Soda, something billion CGI and Ripple. Let me get the link for you guys. That'll be here any minute. Copy that for you guys. What's going on, RC? Good morning to you. I did not see the interview. I saw something on Twitter about that. RC says, good morning, Cease. Did you see King Solomon's interview with the Jam token project running on the Hedera network? Jam will be the sole currency of their tokenized music marketplace. That's nice. Yep, sure did. 150 million Flare tokens to get the deal. So they gave up 50 million Flare tokens so that the XRP holders could get their Flare tokens. But it is part of the Flare grant program. And the Flare grant program, amongst other things, helps devs and other projects build, different things in the Flare network ecosystem, right? So they didn't have to do that, right? They could have said, well, they could have burned the tokens because they were thinking about not even giving the tokens out at all, Danny, and just burning them. So a small price to pay to make a bunch of XRP holders happy, I think. So Jam and Hedera. So that's an interesting thing to me, RC. Jam will be the sole currency of their tokenized music marketplace. Whose tokenized music marketplace? Is Hedera going to have a music marketplace? What's going on, Michael O2? Guys, that's the link there if you guys want to tune in to the Digital Pound Foundation. What is it called? The conversation there. James Wallace, the VP at Ripple, in terms of CBDCs, will be there speaking as well. What else? What else I want to share with you guys? Anyone know about Prism? Let me know in the chat if you guys know what the Prism protocol is about. They got a lot of tweets in here about Cosmos token. I think this is interesting. Meta will allow former President Trump to return to Facebook and Instagram in the coming weeks. The company announced on Wednesday. All right, interesting. CZ, do you know how much was paid to go after Celsius? CZ claims and alleges that FTX paid $43 million to news organizations to publish Binance FUD. Wouldn't doubt that in the least bit. Mexican billionaire Ricardo Salinas. The government hates Bitcoin. They control people with fiat fraud, according to Bitcoin magazine. According to Bitcoin magazine. FTSO.eu, less than 1.5 days to the final results. More information about Flare Improvement Protocol Improvement Proposal 01. Here's the link. 95.18% for, 4.82% against. Michael Brandt put this out, and I know Flare.Spaces does a really, really good job on the numbers. By implication, out of the total vote count of 1 billion, a total of 976 million are in support, while those against equals 49 million. Only at press time. This has raised eyebrows in the XRP community. It's just a lot more benefits for than against, in my opinion. It's been long since I hosted a Twitter Live, and who better to have on with me than John Deaton and Charlie Gasparino, tweets out Eleanor Tarrant. We have a lot to discuss, so tune in here at 4 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Make sure you follow Eleanor Tarrant there. I do think it's interesting. Nobody's talking about this, but Arizona Senator Wendy Rogers introduces a bill to make Bitcoin legal tender in the U.S. It's interesting. Very interesting. Jeremy Hogan tweeted out here from Irish Tiger said, Ripple, I've asked all your Twitter kernels and I've gotten tumbleweeds. So please clarify the utter BS. How exactly does XRP as a global bridge currency work with the future 180 sovereign CBDCs? That's the only way I can figure out what its value might be. So Jeremy responded to that and said, Jeremy Hogan of Legal Briefs. He said the XRP ledger could interact with CBDCs in a few different ways. One possibility is that a CBDC could be issued on top of the XRP ledger as an IOU represented by a specific token. This would allow for the CBDC to take advantage of the ledger's fast, efficient settlement times. Another possibility is that the CBDC Central Bank could open a gateway on the ledger that allows users to deposit and withdraw the CBDC. This would allow for the CBDC to be used in conjunction with XRP and other digital assets on the ledger. It is also possible that CBDCs will be pegged to XRP and interact with the XRP ledger as a stable coin, which would allow for fast, cheap, and efficient cross-border transactions. Of course, I personally have no clue. I'm a stupid lawyer, but this is what Chat AI said. Jeremy is a trip. Let me get this right. Okay, good. XRP healthcare is mooning 32%. Is that what you're saying? Or is it at 32 cents? Michael O2. So that's the word on the street, guys. I just want to bring that to you for sure. Crypto Seas is going to go lay down and try to get better. If you have any concerns or questions, you want to level up your IQ on Flare Networks and Songbird, I highly suggest that you do. You can go to MickeyBFresh.com or you can go to Flare Community YouTube channel and learn a whole heck of a lot. The FTSO is really kind of doing their things. There are ftso.au.eu. I think it's a flare.space is a really, really great one as well. Got like 4 or 5 of these STSOs that are really, really putting out some great stuff and building nice little apps as well. Excited for it. Hit me up in 3 years is what I say. If you want an example of what it might look like, in my opinion, check out the ecosystem for Curve Finance. Check it out. Check out how it started, how they did their launch, what space they entered into with the stable coins and the projects, and check out the winners over at Curve, the CRV token. Check it out. This is where I kind of see, and again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go out and buy any Flare tokens, but this is what I see as a possibility for Flare. Yeah. Then go to use Bifrost and DSET. I've been using Bifrost mainly, even though I did do a little bit of delegating on, I did a little bit of delegating at ftso.au, but now I'm 100% back on Bifrost. So that is the word on the street. Oh, let me do this real quick. Sponsor for the channel is Hotspot Shield VPN. I love them. The world's fastest VPN. I've been liking it. I like what they're doing. Over 100 million downloads if this thing will load is really, really exciting. Third party kind of validations, if you will, have been really, really cool. CNET, very, very popular platform for going over and doing reviews on anything technical. It says one of the easiest VPNs to set up and use. Tech Radar said more than twice the speed we've seen from many competitors, more than twice the speed. And then you got the test that they got the world's fastest VPN, Ookla, speedtest.net. They won that award in 2020 for the world's fastest VPN. ZDNet says, with service across 80 countries and 35 cities, our proprietary hiding protocol optimizes your VPN to ensure fast, secure connections for gaming, streaming, downloading, P2P, and more. ZDNet says VPN that lives up to the hype. PC Magazine said, by far the fastest VPN. So shout out to my sponsors at Hotspot Shield. That's just one of the ways that you can kind of help with your anonymity online. It's hugely, hugely important. Don't forget to get to your MetaMask. Use EverRevoke on Everrise.com to take away all those unlimited approvals in your MetaMask. You definitely want to do that for sure. So yeah, Danny, I've been using Hotspot Shield. Really excited about it. And they're off to a really, really good start for sure. I'm glad that they reached out. Really, really cool sponsor for sure. There it is, guys. What's going on, Kyle Timo? Good to see you. Danny Law says my delegation is a 50-50 Bifrost and Flare. Flare has been paying better than Bifrost by about 8% or more. Yeah, and you want to go to the popular sites to kind of get an idea of what do you say? The numbers, right? You want to know the numbers. You got to kind of get the idea of the 2.5% voting power. You got to recognize what that looks like for you, right? And understand the importance of that number. Decentralization is hugely important. But right, so your rewards are important as well. So you got to get the voting power, what that looks like, why you want to choose different providers. I've been testing around with different ones every week to kind of see which ones, because it's not just about the flare you get. It's also, for me, it's not just about how much flare I get. It's about what's the vote power, right? Because you just look at overall rewards, that's one thing. What's the vote power? Are you messing around with those FTSOs? They got more than 2.5%, right? A lot of people like to hang out in the top 10 because of the rewards, but not pay attention to the voting power. So these are some things that you want to consider for sure. What's going on, Kyle Timor? Good to see you. Good to see everyone in the stream. So I'm glad we're kind of done with the drama for sure with Flare, the FIPO, and all this other kind of stuff. Let's look forward to projects launching, hearing more news about this F assets, and creating passive income and eventually generational wealth by being active participants in a groundbreaking layer one blockchain. Groundbreaking layer one blockchain. All right, guys, look, I'm going to end this stream like I do all of my streams. Thank you so much for hanging out this morning. Been a really, really cool day. Thanks for putting up with my sickness and stuffy nose and scratchy throat and all that stuff. Thank you so much for your support. As always, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out if you haven't done so on the way in. It really helps with getting this channel out to more people that are hanging out on YouTube and have no clue about this new asset class being built right underneath their noses. It's hugely important that we get the word out that this is their chance to win, that traditional finance doesn't have their back. Just watch the Bernie Madoff documentary. It will remind you of that. We need a new 1% without question. The digital asset space is the way into it without question. So hit that like button for me. And if you're hanging out watching, please consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video, I'm going to end this live stream like I do all of my live streams and remind you that old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and we're already winning. Have a great rest of the day, guys. I'll talk to you soon.